Where do I even start? Hello everyone, this is Cardinal here with something a bit different from the games I usually talk about. The indie psychological horror game Psychopomp GOLD. I originally stumbled across this game on Pokemon Coliseum and XD Tumblr of all places. Apparently some people think the main character looks like she could be from those games, and honestly fair. She certainly has those XD fishbowl eyes. Even though I don't normally do horror games, the sheer weirdness I was seeing in the trailers and screenshots were more than enough to draw me in. I live for this kind of surreal, trippy kind of stuff. I was obsessed with Enna Dream Barbecue when that came out, and this is kind of like that, but horror. So I had to see what it was about. And also, you know, it's Halloween, figured I'd try to do something on theme. We start up the game and we're introduced to our protagonist. Well, she's the protagonist. We're not actually told her name here. All you need to know is that she has issues. Full on, I can fix her, she can make me worse type shit. But we need to call her something, so let's just go with Pompey for now, since that's what the fandom called her for a while. More on that later. She believes that the entire world is keeping secrets from her, so she builds a machine that she eloquently names Machine That Lets Me Read People's Minds When I Want To, or Psychopomp for short. That's not what for short means. And while it didn't succeed in letting her read minds, it did reveal the supposed secrets that they were hiding. An entire world just beneath the surface. Apparently, every government building has secret catacombs underneath them. So she takes her trusty hammer and does a little bit of breaking and entering to see them for herself. We get a short intro level to familiarize ourselves with the controls. The gameplay is like that of classic dungeon crawlers with some point and click elements. You get 4 actions: look, talk, touch, and attack with the aforementioned hammer. We also have an inventory that'll mostly just hold needles for healing and keys that we can drag to the screen to unlock doors. After the tutorial, we're brought to the level select. There are 3 layers of these, each stranger than the last. The progression is simple, just go into each stage and complete the objectives and then move on to the next one as we work our way down to whatever's at the bottom. These are all pretty short and they pretty much just amount to find a few things and kill a big thing, or maybe multiple big things. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about what each level entails. But what I will talk about is the atmosphere. Each level starts with a short section of Pompey breaking into a normal looking building and commenting on her surroundings, giving us a bit of insight into her messed up psyche. At the end of these sections, we reach an elevator, bringing us down to the catacombs in the depths below. Every location has a unique setting with their own weird gimmicks and haunting creatures, some of which will try to kill you. Everything's dark, suffocating. Sometimes you'll barely be able to see 3 feet in front of you, and a monster could jump out at any time. Should something catch you off guard, you can run away, but your stamina runs out fast, incentivizing you to play it slow and safe. And trust me, you'll want to take it slow. While the levels are pretty small and linear, there's a stray secret here and there in each one, hidden behind fake walls that you need to keep an eye out for. But I'll get back to that later. All of this is perfectly enhanced by the sound design. Screams, metal screeches, squealing, and in those few moments of silence, all you'll really hear are the sounds of your own footsteps against the ground. It's all wonderfully off-putting, and it really sticks with you after you play. At the end of each level, you'll get an Egg of the Earth. It's not entirely clear what these do, but Pompey seems pretty happy about it. Just look at that smile. On top of the main levels, we have transient, ephemeral, and aberrant locations. These aren't required, they're mostly just there for lore purposes. And boy, is there lore. There are all these cryptic hints at some kind of apocalyptic event involving insects and the possibility that humans went extinct and came back as deformed blobs. There are these intelligent creatures called Thraits who are forced into hiding by the humans and have huge boobs for some reason. These locations pop up in the level select randomly, so make sure to click on them when you can, or just use the level select mod to access them if there's one that just refuses to spawn for some reason. Once we've completed the upper and middle levels, we get one final main level at the bottom, simply named Symbols. Mechanically, it's not that different from the other levels, other than that you need to go around killing these 4 god things to absorb their wisdom or whatever. I'm only really mentioning it here because it was the first time I died. I I had full health there, by the way. Once all is said and done, we have one last stop at the very bottom. Entrance. Or, as it's quickly revealed, the Mariana Trench. Or, at least, a Mariana Trench? Pompey here seems to think there's more than one, so who knows. We make our way past all these anime face things and walk into a yellow light where we find some kind of egg that starts morphing into a little homunculus guy, and then Pompey grows wings and flies away. The end. Oh, what, was that ending not clear enough for you? Well, I suppose if you want more, there is an epilogue, but I want to take a bit of a detour before we go any further. See, each of the levels had an emerald key hidden somewhere. If you collect them all, you can access a special ending. I didn't get most of these during my first playthrough, so I had to replay the entire game from scratch to collect them. A bit annoying, but it gave me an excuse to try out the third-person mode that you unlock when you beat the game for the first time. It's a fun little addition to spice up a second playthrough like this. Though the perspective can be a bit weird and you can't move the flashlight around, so some hidden walls might be harder to see. I went and got all the keys and took them into Home, an extra option that's been available in the level select from the beginning. This place is divided into multiple sections with these eye barriers that you need the keys to unlock. When you pass through the last door, you get a special cutscene that puts the last piece of the puzzle into place. And that piece is the main character's true name, which is something I'm not going to reveal here. Yeah, sorry to blue ball you like that, but it ruins the fun if I just tell you. Trust me, if you're at all curious about the answer, please buy the game and play it yourself. It's pretty cheap on Steam. Actually, I think it's on sale at the time I'm recording this. You will not regret it if you're interested in this type of game. With that out of the way, let's double back to the main ending. When we load the game back up after beating it, we get a new level called the Forbidden Location. This is just a library with a document describing a strange interstellar phenomenon called the Cardinal 4, a series of moving space objects with pure darkness looming behind them. There's not much else to see here, so we leave the library and unlock the true final level, Exit. We get some cryptic text about something terrible awakening, and we are introduced to a completely new character with completely new UI and an even creepier face. Here we play through a short segment where we gather up a family to meet with a talking dog. Once we've done that, I think the world ends. Yeah, that looked pretty world-endy to me. And that brings in a teaser for Psychopomp 2, which just had an announcement trailer put out while I was playing the game for this video. Fun coincidence there. I wishlisted it the second I found out. I am super excited to see where this goes. And that is Psychopomp Gold, one of the most interesting games I've played in a while. Creepy visuals, strong atmosphere, good music, and plenty of lore to sink your teeth into. If you're ever in the mood for a horror game that doesn't do jump scares much, and excels at making you deeply uncomfortable, this is for you. And that's gonna be all from me. See you next time.